if you're not fully absorbing the CBD, then you're not getting the full benefits because it's not going to all the targeted areas that it needs to go to. And that's kind of what I understand, and you can explain this a little bit more, Jeremy. And that's kind of a true statement that CBD oil really is not a fully it needs to be water soluble to have a better absorption. So you hear words like nanotechnology or water soluble, and you hear people touting why that is good. However, the issue with that is that when you make something water soluble, okay, and CBD, when the CBD is going through your system and getting to different the targeted areas it needs to, it's breaking down. So the actual CBD, as it's beginning to get absorbed or going through the absorption process through water soluble, is the actual molecule of the CBD is beginning to break down. And this young gentleman who you're going to talk about in a few seconds, an Asian gentleman who, my goodness, he looked like he was in his 20s when he stood up, created a patent that he created this technology to be able to make the CBD water soluble without having it break down, Jeremy, and to get it to all the areas that it needs to get with the best absorption by at the same time keeping the CBD combined. So I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but that's kind of how I've been saying it, and I'd like for you first, before we get into some Q&A, and I know you wanted to share 3 special things that you want to share with people, but that's what I've been saying. Can you share with everyone listening in, is that correct? What can we change? What can we add to that? And maybe not edify, but kind of explain more in detail what we're trying to get across to people.
Well, that's a great point. First and foremost, yes, you are correct in how you're explaining it, but there's when you say, can I add on to 3 things? Well, there's way more than 3 things, but let me first start by saying this. The scientist that you thought that was 21 years old or 20 years old is actually over 50.
Wow.
This man has been taking his own oil without the CBD for the last, I'll put it to you this way. This man not only looks young, his skin is young. His entire health is intact, based off of the fact that this oil by itself, before we started getting into the CBD market, had its own health benefits. It was oxygenated. It was a high alkaline level oil. It was antibacterial, antifungal, anti-parasitical. I mean, we can add this stuff to things like E. coli, salmonella, and it was killing those parasites, those bacteria on contact. Now, what's really important that you understand is this product itself, the oil itself, is exciting. But what's even more exciting, Michael, is the process. The process that we've taken this oil through, where we're able to remove the membrane of the molecule. And I want to kind of take a step back before I go into this, because a lot of times when people are listening to this, when people listen to my scientists and when people listen to my molecular biologists, 99.9% of it go over their head when my scientist talks. 80% go over their head when my molecular biologist talks. It's taken me an extremely long amount of hours of just sitting down and kind of breaking it down into a way that people can understand what this oil is really doing. And the way that I can explain this is, if you can take a molecule and expose it by removing that oily film from the outside of that molecule, because you know how oil and water doesn't mix, right? Well, when we expose that molecule, we're able to penetrate into the unpenetratable cells.
Wow.
And that's what's exciting, is this process. Now, let me add something to that. Actually, let me take that back. Let Willem add something to that, because Willem is our scientist. He actually, after he went through that process, he added an extra oxygen molecule. Now, Dr. Otto, in 1932, was actually awarded the Nobel Prize for realizing that no major disease or, and this is the C word, can survive in the presence of oxygen. On top of that, a high alkaline oil does the same thing. It kills diseases, and it kills certain things that most people are dealing with. Because when your body has an acidic level, that's when it starts to break down. That's when you start to have that those bad cells start to accumulate. Now, those are the things that's even without the CBD, right? Well, the way that we design this process is we could take this oil and we can add it to the CBD and add it to your oil, the CBD product that you guys are currently using. And what that does is we create a covalent bond.
Wow.
And what a covalent bond is where the molecules actually join.
Okay.
And if you can imagine like a train, right? Like a super speed train, right? And the engine is our molecule. And all we have to do is link up with every other molecule, every other CBD molecule, every other CBDN, CBG, all CBA, all of the cannabinoids that your body needs. Because let me put it to you in super layman's terms. When you hear the term CBD isolate, what does that sound to you?
Single, like one thing, or?
Isolate. You're isolating just the CBD molecule.
Yep.
Right? Well, what most people don't realize is that the CBD itself that is extracted from the plant, there are 80 to 100 different cannabinoids. And when you start isolating and breaking it down, and then you go into a CBD isolate, and then I'm hearing these people talk about nanotechnology, Michael. I'm hearing them talk about nanotechnology.
That's our competitors, yeah.
Yeah, and they're telling me that this nanotechnology is water soluble. Well, I'll put it to you this way: there is no CBD that is truly water soluble, and the reason why I'm saying that is because CBD, the nanotechnology, has an appearance of water soluble. An appearance, meaning it's not truly 100% water soluble. What they're doing is they're breaking it down to an isolate, and then they're taking it and running it through another process where they're adding other additives, surfactants is what they're called, and other chemicals that are breaking it down even more. So when your body has a natural endocannabinoid system, where these are those receptors that are reaching out and grabbing all the different cannabinoids that your body truly needs. Now, what we're doing is we're taking a full, pure, first press CBD, and we're able to run that through our process to where all of the cannabinoids, all of the 80 to 100 cannabinoids are available. And then we're strapping that jetpack on the back of that engine of that train. Now, when I'm saying that train, because as it links to every single CBD in your oil currently, that once the engine reaches the station, and now we're gonna talk about how the station refers to the target, right? Because the target of your body is where you need the CBD to go, right? Well, that targets the station. As the engine reaches that station in lightning flash time, because what we're doing is we're supercharging your oil, right? As that engine's reaching the station, guess what comes with it? The caboose, right?
Wow.
And that caboose, and between the engine and the caboose is all of the cannabinoids that are coming with it. And that's what's exciting.
And that's where you get the health benefits.
That's where you're getting your health benefits.
Yes.
So when somebody talks about nanotechnology, when somebody talks about isolates, somebody talks about certain things, you're not really getting the full spectrum of your of what's needed in your body.
So let me just kind of stop for you for 1 second. We're going to keep on going, but I just want to make sure. So just so that we're clear here, and this was something I didn't understand. So 10X Pure is a separate company that has
Correct.
a separate oil that you've developed that's been around for a very, very long time. This oil itself has an enormous amount of health benefits. For example, the gentleman I saw who looked like he was in the 20s, you said he was 50. That's insane. So this is already an oil that's been produced and people can take and has off-the-chart health benefits on its own. And what you guys have done so far, and obviously one of the questions is going to be, will you be doing it with other products we have? You said, let's start with 2 of your products. You guys have 50 products. Let's take our product, our 10X Pure product, and let's take, you could have done 1 milliliter, but you said let's put 2 milliliters in.
Correct.
And we're going to open,
yes.
And we're going to add it to your existing 500 milliliter. We're going to add 10X Pure to your existing 1500. So, and what it's going to do now is something that's already been working great. It's going to be working endless amount of times more because it's getting everything to where it needs to. And this whole myth of water soluble, while it is important in terms of absorption, what we have done, which no one else has and no one else can do, takes it off the charts. It gives us what we call the game changer and sets us apart. So when someone says to us, hey, have you heard of CBD? It really should be, have you heard of 10X Pure? You know what I mean? Because we've taken CBD. Is that correct?
That you hit the nail on the head right there, Michael.
Got it. So when companies are jumping around saying, oh, yeah, but we got nanotechnology and we're this, it's all BS. It's all crap, what it really is. They don't have what we have. So let's talk about a few things. So you said the word patent, you know, and I know everyone wants to see this patent. We're all anxious, and I know for everyone, I don't want to give excuses other than we're a growing company that's from inception to momentum. So this is part of being those pioneers. You wish, I always joke around and say, hey, if you want everything perfect, there's a great company called Amway. It's a billion-dollar company. They're looking for distributors on a daily basis, and it's a great company to join. But, you know, they are now in what's called your stagnant stage. You know what I mean? The millionaires were made a long time ago. So everything isn't perfect today. We wish today, you know, all the things were available. But rest assured, I'm promising everyone in the days and weeks to come, things are going to come. So just want to be clear, we'll be able to eventually see this patent. Is that correct?
Oh, we actually have the patent documents right now. Now here's
so the patent documents are there. Everyone's going to be like, I want to see them tonight. So I'm sure you're going to get them to the company.
I can, and that's true, 100%. One of the things that what had happened with the way that 10X Pure and CTFO kind of came into an alliance, into an agreement, was we cannot sell this product retail. Okay, so the way that we are able to get our product out there is by making our product supercharge your oil. Okay, and that's how we're focused on. And for us to do that, we had to take down our website, and we have 3 different FDA compliance officers running through our entire website with a fine-tooth comb, because the last thing that we need is for us to do something that is not compliant. And if we did something that's not compliant, then that would shut us down, which would in turn not give you guys the opportunity to put this product on the market.
Well, we thank you for watching out and doing in the same philosophy of what the company stands for. Let me ask you, so this whole exclusivity, why did you choose CTFO? When we spoke, and I don't mean to mention the names, but you named some huge hitters in the MLM industry, big players. I mean,
correct,
monster players who were begging for you guys and basically begging you to come. You know, you took this little startup company and you took, you know, basically said, hey, we're gonna embrace you guys and give you the exclusivity. Why did you pick CTFO?
Well, that's a great question. And the best way that I can answer this is, just so you guys can truly understand where I'm coming from. I have been a part of other network marketing companies a long time ago, before I started this business. And one of the things that truly stands out is how they take care of their reps and how they take care of the company itself and the integrity of the officers and the how the officers represent the company. And that right there was a big part in our decision. I can't say my decision because I had to bring this to the board because we had to turn down a very, very lucrative offer. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to name any names, mm-hmm. but I will tell you this: they are in the top 3 of MLMs for CBD. Mm-hmm. When we did not only did we do our research, but we did our due diligence. We sat down, we met with them, we talked with CTFO, Stuart, Steve, Michael. It was after we sat down and we talked with them. We didn't completely have the exclusivity locked down until I went to the gala. Wow! And when I went to the gala and I was listening to all of the stories that everybody was saying about how it not only was changing their financial lives, but it was changing the way that they feel, the way their health, everything. It was like that whole health and wealth thing kind of combined, mm-hmm. And then just realizing that this is just a great group of guys. This is a great group of people that are putting you guys ahead of them. And when I found out that Stuart, who is one of the founders of this company, is being paid as a rep, I went nuts. I was like, really? You're a founder of this company, and you're only getting paid as a rep?
Isn't that amazing?
And he said yes. And that to me, so just so you guys understand this, and I understand how network marketing and how MLM companies work. Mm-hmm. And when somebody tells me that they founded a network marketing company, and for them to get a raise, they have to make sure that everybody gets a raise. That right there tells me that, you know what, this company's going somewhere.
Absolutely. And we are so thankful. We are so appreciative, Jeremy. You have no idea. Just a few more questions. I do want to respect everyone's time, and we could probably be here all night. And if you don't mind, I'm definitely going to have you on so many more Thursdays. This is just incredible, and we're going to get this message out. But there's a few more things I just wanted to just kind of go over, just make sure there's a clear understanding. So you are going to, the goal is to add your oil, 10X Pure, to other CTFO products eventually, correct?
Correct. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, excellent. Second thing is people that are choosing, and many people love the existing product they're on, but I'm sure a lot of people after hearing this are like, oh my God, I've already had incredible results. I want to try the 10X Pure. Do they take the same amount? Should they start at a slower dose? Can they take too much? Because it seems like, this is really like taking CBD and putting it on steroids. You know what I mean? It's just really, I don't know.
It is, and let me kind of clarify that for a second, because yep. I've seen some things put on the internet how 1,500 milligrams acts like 15,000 milligrams. Well, there is a perception that most people need to understand. Well, when you take CBD, and just like if you take any vitamins, right? A very small amount of those vitamins are actually being absorbed into your system, right? Okay. Well, if we can increase the amount of absorption of the molecule, of the CBD, then you're still taking the same amount. There's no doubt. But your body's not flushing out 95% of it. And that is what's different. Is instead of your body flushing out 95% of the CBD, it's holding on to it.